James Lokiao, aka B-Boy Drenz. Maybe not so little no more. Maybe just Drenz is good enough. But
Papa Drenz.
yeah, Papa Drenz. There we go. But yeah, I've been breaking for since I would say '95. Like when I was 5. Got introduced to breakdancing from my brother, who's one of the original ABC breakers. My brother Junar, B-Boy Joker, for say, breaking with Leonard Desmond. So what kind of inspired me to break was when ABC won the championship. I think it was in '96 or was it '97. That's the first time I saw Desmond come out. Didn't even have the smoothest up rock. Didn't even have a 6-step, but had just crazy head spin drills. It was crazy. Like watching that footage, it gave me chills. Like, whoa, dude! And I asked my brother, like, how old is this guy? He's like, oh, he's only like 4. I was like, what? I'm like, what? No way, bro. So that kind of like inspired me to break. Tracy, which is Leonard's cousin, so happens to be like best friends with my brother. So how that tied in to breaking, I'm not too sure. But yeah, my brother used to go to Leonard's house and practice with them. So that's how it all started with him. I mean, with me, for me, to get into breaking, Wow. So yeah, it's just crazy. And then, breaking wasn't really something I was into back in those days. Breaking wasn't a big thing. But as I grew older, there was a youth group I was a part of. And, in middle school and the earlier years of my high school, I was a part of this youth group where it was just simple after school activity, no credits. We do stuff for the community, for free, and we would perform, and we would just dance. I was part of like one of the dancers, so I used to dance routines, regular dance, hip hop, whatever it was, and I was part of the breakdancing segment, and also I was part of the musician segment, which I was the ukulele player. Middle school.
Oh, middle school.
Yes, Highlands Intermediate, and then eventually Pro City High School, where I graduated in '02.
Were there other b-boys at your high school too at that time?
Yeah. So it's funny because being a part of that youth group was where I kind of got exposed, right? Where people see me and like, oh, okay, then I see all these other b-boys like, oh, let's battle, bro. And I could be walking around in recess, and they'd be like, what's up, bro? You want to battle, bro? Like, you break, bro? And he was like, yeah, I break, bro. Come on, let's battle, bro. So I'm like, oh, right here. Like wherever it was, concrete, grass, gravel, it didn't matter. It was on. Yeah, battling.
How would you know if you won or not?
I wouldn't even know. To tell you the truth.
You felt confident.
Yeah, like for me at that time was more of the whoever got the crowd more, right? Who could move the crowd was the winner. Back in those times, we didn't have all these power move, crazy power, and all these freezes, right? So it was just, bro, I just relied on that head spin, bro. That was it. Just drilling that head spin on concrete, dirt, you name it. I was drilling that thing on everything.
What is the motivation for breaking? Like, you think as a high schooler and middle schooler, especially during those key times where you could be doing all kinds of stuff by breaking.
I think for me, like mainly in high school, I would say it was for the girls, right? Girls loves dancers, So it was like, I mean, I could do I can do that routine, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can do this. I can do those moves. I can, because in high school, I believe my senior year, we had a dance elective where 24/7 was the teachers. And we would put on so after every semester, at the end of semester, we would do a performance at Castle High School with 24/7 and Castle High School dance class. So, my breakdancing, of course, came out inside that thing because they didn't know I was a breakdancer. But, when we used to have our classes and they would tell us, okay, everybody form a line. We'll have 5 lines here. we're gonna play a different type of genre, and you gotta walk out and dance to the genre.
Oh, it's freestyle.
Just freestyle, yeah.
No.
Improvise, you know? And I'm like, dude,
Easy.
I'm a hip hop dancer, like B-boy, like, damn, bro. Like, so, you know, there would be like Pink, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera. And I'm like, oh, bro, I'm just gonna walk out like this, bro, you know? Like, I don't even know. But when those hip hop songs came out, bro, like, dude, yeah, I was on fire on those songs, you know? So that's how they found out that I was a breakdancer. And then in our routines, they would put a section for where I could showcase that breakdancing talent. And yeah, so
That's
it was
crazy.
yeah. I used to go by Hyperistic B-Boy. That was the original name I had, because I had so much energy. I was always hyper. So in the youth group I was in, I was originally the Hyperistic B-Boy. Yeah, so that's how I got that. Then I believe it was my junior year in high school. I was cruising with a bunch of friends. You know, we're just hanging out, and then one of my friends who just does just freestyles, rapping here and there, was like, he mentioned that in one of his flows, he was like, "Yo, I got my boy Drenz with me on the side," and I was like, wait a minute, and, you know, I just looked at him and I was like, and we were all chilling, and then everybody was laughing because back then I was known as Junior because we had another guy named James, and he was older and I was Junior, so everybody used to call me Junior, but then he called me Drenz at one flow that he did, and you know, I said, whoa, where'd you get that, bro? Where'd you get Drenz, bro? Cause bro, you're always hyper, bro. You're hyperistic, bro. You know, like your b-boy name, Hyperistic B-boy, bro. Let's kill that one and let's go with Drenz, bro. And I said, what made you come up with Drenz? And he said, because you got too much adrenaline, bro. Drenz. And I was like, oh, that's sick. So that's how I got my b-boy. It just stuck.
Was older James also a b-boy too?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was also a b-boy. Yeah, so
is that why you were Lil Drenz?
No.
Oh,
because I was always short, right?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I never really grew too tall. 5'4", 5'5", it just stuck there. So I already knew I wasn't gonna grow anymore. So it was just Lil Drenz. I just stuck like that. By the time I joined the youth group, it was they changed their name to Pride Productions. Yeah. And then it was ran by Brett Bosecco and Lynn Watanabe. It was funded by the state. And we used to have this warehouse in Pro City, which now is a park and has a little rec center. That rec center was actually built for us, you know. So it was just crazy, yeah. But you know, like in that warehouse, like I have so much awesome memories. Like, you know, like we would get so many things donated to us. Like we had like wrestling mat, and that's where we used to break, you know, so we wouldn't get hurt, right?
So you got the backflips.
Yeah, so and then we would have a springboard where me and a bunch of guys would stack tables and chairs and see who could flip over that stack. It's crazy because on the springboard you can catch some crazy air.
Did anybody ever get hurt? What was the worst injury you got?
Oh, my cousin broke his wrist. He did a backflip. I think he was trying to impress some girl. He tried, or his girlfriend. He did a backflip. I over-rotated and then landed on his wrist, and then just broke his wrist. And I was like, damn! Oh boy, yeah. I mean, as far as that, I think that was like the only serious injury we've had. So what we did was we put like an airbag under the spring, so it could, because it wouldn't spring up like this. Mm-hmm. So we put this airbag. And once we hit the pad, it launched. And that's why we would catch some crazy height.
It's a ghetto trampoline.
Yeah, ghetto trampoline, bro. But like, yeah, I just remember just stacking tables, like table, and then flip that table upside down. Then we put chairs. So I'm talking like maybe, I think the highest we got, probably was like a story and a half or something.
More than 10 feet?
Yeah, it was pretty high, bro. Because like we were like, when I was looking at it, I was like this, like, oh, you know. And then when you walk away, and then like even the youth group was like, I'll like see you guys try. And you know where it was in the back of the warehouse. So we had all that luxury to run, you know, to get to that landing pad. So it was just crazy, bro. Yeah, it was just crazy. I mean, yeah, we hit the tables or the chairs and it'd fall down, but you know, we wouldn't land on it. Because we had so much momentum already going this way, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that's where all those flips and stuff I got came from.
That was the
doing
foundation.
Yeah, like doing gainers was easy because it was, you know, like I would place my left foot on the springboard and I just kick flip off of it.
Oh, you learned that on that same springboard.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
But without springing, right?
Yeah,
because all you're doing is just a kick flip now. But your left foot is elevated.
That's crazy.
So all you have is just that push off your left foot. Yeah, so that's how we learned how to gainer. Yeah.
Before we segue a little bit more into the 808 Breakers story, I just want to hear a little bit more about Goofy. Your first crew, you were kind of mentioning.
Oh, yeah.
Like briefly, the Reggie experience.
Yeah.
And what was it like with those guys? Like, who were the other guys in Goofy? And like maybe what are some of the other stories you have with that initial group? Yeah,
so I'll tell you the truth, back in I think it was in 99 or 98, me and Blaine, B-Boy Knockout, you know, Blaine wanted to learn how to break dance. So I was, you know, teaching him after school with practice, you know, I'd teach him some stuff and this and that. And then it's crazy because I already knew Akela. So back in the day, when I was getting into breaking back in, when I was 6 years old, Akela used to live 4 houses down the street from me. We were the same age, and I would go to his house, and we would just break dance on a little tile, just one piece of tile, and I would just drill a head spin on that one tile. Yeah, so yeah, it's crazy. Like, so that, and then, you know, years later, you know, I haven't seen Akela because he moved. And then we went to a B-Boy event. That's how I got in contact with him again. I think 2000 already. Because I didn't meet Blaine until 2000 or 2001.
So this is like Return of the B-Boy.
Yeah, because I kind of like stopped breaking. I was out of the youth group. I stopped breaking. Yeah, and then, you know, Blaine wanted to learn how to break. So it kind of kick-started me again. Then we met up with Akela, and I rejoined Akela's Stylistic All Stars crew. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So.
Townside guy, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Townside. Yeah. So we were part of Stylistic All Stars. Me, Dan, Kel, Dave, Blaine, and some other guys, man. Like, you know, we used to go to this club called Pyramids, and we just rock out at Pyramids, man. That was crazy.
Like
we were only like
teenagers?
16, yeah. We're only at 16. Yeah, there were back then there were clubs that were like 16 and over, so we would go to those clubs. Akela was of course a year older than me, 17. So he knew the bouncers and be like, hey, yeah, meet us at Pyramids, bro. And I'm like, what? So me and Blaine like, okay, let's go, bro. So we go, and then yeah, we're just dancing with them at Pyramids, and yeah, eventually they were like, hey, join my crew, bro. You know, this was after I believe after they had Golden Tribe, it was Stylistic All Stars. So yeah, we were part of that crew. And then a few years later, I started breaking with some of my friends from high school. You know, no crew. We just was repping Pro City. You know, and we did the B-Boy reunion at Blaisdell Park, where we entered and we battled another crew from Pro City. Funny story. And then, yeah, it was just crazy.
So those guys, the Pro City guys, became Goofy.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. So afterwards, years later, I think it was maybe in 2003, my brother-in-law wanted to learn how to break. And then again, I revamped. I got the energy again. I got the feel for it. So, I got introduced to some friends, some guys from Waipahu, Sean. What's his name? Josh and forgot the other guy's name. Steven. Met those guys, and we would practice almost every night. it's at Steven's house in the garage, or my house in Ewa Beach. And eventually, you know, we started going to B-boy events, and you know, we was like, bro, let's make one crew ready, just us four, bro. It's like, for real? I was like, yeah, bro, let's create a crew. And he was like, okay, well, what's the name of our crew? And he was like, I don't know, bro. So after a while, then Sean was like, bro, just Goofy Foot. So like, okay, let's do it then. Goofy Foot, you know. So never entered no events.
Oh.
We never entered no events, you know. But I always was itching to enter, but they was like, I can't, we're not ready. But they were good. At that time. Sean was busting flare, elbow air flares, you know, at my house, and I'm like, bro, you good, bro? We good. You know, and I'm like, and like Stevens busting like one-handed halos in like doing crazy power, and I'm like, bro, we good, bro. Like I was telling them, bro, I think we'll give Waikiki rubs, you know, just us four.
Who were the big killer crews during that time, that kind of early 2000s? So this is still before 808 Breakers started, but was it like CIA, those guys, and ABC still getting down? Or who was...
Well. Yeah, I those events, it was ABC Breakers was still going, USB, you know, and as far as I know, that was the only two crews that was the heavy hitters, you know. From my side of the story, of course, you know, I heard that side too, where Lauren is like, you know, like, oh yeah, we started this crew, you know, it was him, Joel, and some. You know,
Mojo? Or?
Yeah, Mojo. And some guys, I'm not sure if it was Ross, and then, because those were the Kailua boys, the B-boys, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So their practice spot was in Kailua, but from what my experience was there was a Funky Four Corners event happening, and it was it was a crew battle, a 7-on-7. And I wasn't even planning on entering that battle, you know. I wasn't even planning on entering. I know before that event, I did. I think I entered an event, and then I was approached by Justin, Bboy Justice. And, you know, he was just telling me, you know, you dope, bro, this and that. I was like, nah, bro. You know, I just tell him, nah, I trying, bro. Like, man, all these guys is good, bro, you know. Because I never thought that I was a really good breaker, you know. I just enjoyed just battling, street battling more than competition battling, right? Like the street battles was like raw at that time, and you know, just doing those was kind of my go-to, because I would go to practice spots or end up at practice spots that I don't even know, and I'll just battle whoever, bro, at the practice spot. Regardless, like, okay, who's the dopest b-boy here? Okay, let's go. Let's throw it down right here, you know? Not even knowing anybody else. Could have got jumped. But after, during the build-up to that event, Waikiki B-Boys already created their crew of their 7. And I guess Joel, Justin, and Lo-Rawk, Lauren wanted to create a crew also to enter. So in comes the recruiting part, right? So me and Blaine was approached by Justin, you know, to enter with them. And, you know, not thinking anything was gonna happen. We were like, oh yeah, bro, yeah, just do it, you know, just for the hell of it, let's just do it. You know, me and Blaine talked about it. It was like, yeah, I mean, we watched these guys battle, you know, we watched Justin is super good, you know, and then we were like, Lauren and Joel, you know, yeah, they always enter one-on-ones. They got a lot of experience too, you know. So we was like, okay, yeah, let's do this, because there was a bunch of guys that entered a lot of one-on-one events, you know, and we just came together, 7 guys, me, Blaine, Justin, Lauren, Mojo, Ross, and Derek. That was the 7.
Derek was part of the original.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was the 7. Yeah. The original 7.
It's like
for me, the original 7 that battled, that was our 7. And then I remember one night we were like trying to figure out a practice spot, and we ended up in Kaimuki Park. For some reason, we ended up in Kaimuki Park, and then Oh no, I think we were driving around to look for Akela, and we ended up at Kaimuki Park. Keorem wasn't there, so we were just practicing over there for a while, and then lo and behold, here comes Waikiki BBOYS.
Oh, the whole squad.
Yeah, they're seven, and there's a lot of back and forth going on. All friends, right? We're all friends. Yeah. So there's just a lot of back and forth going on, like, oh, bro, watch the event, bro. We're going to get you guys. And then, I just remember just saying to Keldem, like, hey, bring you guys A game, bro. You guys bring you guys A game, bro. You guys don't know what's coming. But, little did we know, we didn't know what we were going to do. As a crew that just formed, we just came together as one. And then days before the event, we had to come up with a name, and that was when it was brought up. About 808 Breakers. At first, like, some guys was like, just like I think it was Justice. He was like, I don't know, bro, because like some other crews might get offended because of the name 808. Yeah. Like you're stating that
the whole state.
Yeah, like you're the best. Like this is the best of the best.
Well, he's from LA Breakers,
yeah,
though, right?
Yeah.
So like, maybe that's why he knew the drama already.
Yeah, so he's like, I don't know, bro. It's gonna create a lot of conflict, but whatever, it happened. That was the name of the crew. We entered it. Took out Waikiki BBOYS.
In the top 8, or?
I think it was the top 4. We ended up in the finals with Rascals, losing to Rascals. But
Zane them, like the young Rascal guy?
Yeah. Oh. But we was the only crew that had a 7-man routine. And that came out in the finals. So during our practices, we kind of built off, I would say, like, because I used to watch some footage, like a lot of footage and stuff, and I'll be like, like, how is these crews winning? And then I came up with, and then I thought it, and I said, I think, bro, like, after every routine, if we do a routine, we need a solo. Someone has to do a solo, because, if we just do a routine, then it's like, how is the judges going to judge? You're not doing it on your own, whereas like you get 7 guys do a routine and that's it, and then one b-boy on the other side come out. It's like, how are you gonna judge 7 on 1? And how are you gonna judge 7 guys, bro? Like, it's hard for you to even just see 3. Like, now imagine 7, like, so that was kind of like my thing. I was like, we gotta throw a solo out there so we can kind of, in other words, put a nail in the coffin on that routine. And that's what we kind of built off of. And
would you say that was kind of like your guys' strength at that time as a crew?
Yeah, because we put in a lot of routines. Yeah, we had a lot of routines. Wow. We did practices at my house, at Derek's house. We put in a lot of work just for that one event, not knowing that 808 Breakers was going to be, like, not knowing that we was going to be a brotherhood, a team. Not knowing that, we just thought, just for this event, we're just gonna do this. Yeah. So
what happened after that?
Yeah. So after that event,
finals,
like, everyone was surprised, like, oh, bro, like, you guys beat Waikiki. He's like, of course, I believe USB lost to Rascals at that time, and then so this was before Kalihi was even teaming up. Eventually, there was the event called Target Kalihi, where we saw their 2 crews teaming up. That's when and then that's when LOZ and Waikiki started teaming up, right? So I was like, okay, I think we got to do some recruits. So there was word that Mario was wanting to join the crew. That's what I heard, Mario. That's what I heard, okay? So
he's next on the list to interview.
So, that's what I heard from, I think it was Lauren or Joel. And, at that time, Mario was labeled as Waikiki. But that's because he was, one of the top dogs of Waikiki. And then...
He shows.
And it really shows on, in the battles, right? Yeah. And, Joel, of course, was part of that, And then Lauren. Oh, yeah. And then, of course, me and Blaine got some kind of tie because Stylistic All Stars, right? So, you know, we're in the process of doing this recruit, and Mario's name just kept coming up, and then I believe Justice was like, well, we gotta know if he's really down with 808, you know. So eventually, Mario ended up joining the crew. I was the one that put in word for Juice to get in, because my thing was with battling was we gotta match style versus style, right? We gotta match style versus style. If LOZ is gonna come out with Ton, we need somebody that can match Ton, you know, like with the tricks. And I said, no other guy, bro, on this island but Juice. I was like, no other guy but Juice. You know, I was like, he's the only guy that I know that can match him. You know, I mean, he's not as clean as Ton, but he'll match the tricks. So that's where Juice came in.
Wow.
So that was the first recruit, was with Mario and Juice. Yeah. And then, of course, there was Crazy Eights, a bunch of other events that came up. Yeah, Juice he was just so crazy with his inverted lotuses. It was just unreal. Yeah, it was like, how do you flare and then your leg is just sticking here and you're like this? I'm like, bro, that's insane, bro. Like, I don't know how you do that. Yes, Juice was on another level, man, with tricks. The foundation may not have been there, but he had the tricks, man. He had blow-ups, which was cool. Yeah. And then I don't ever recall our crew entering as a whole 9.
Oh.
Yeah, because
the Gems didn't have.
Yeah, I think the Funky 4 event of Crazy 8, I think it was Crazy 8. Or one of the other events was a crew battle. I was only the judge. I was the judge of that event. Yeah.
That's good. That's good that you guys have that integrity.
Yeah. So, I don't think there was a time where we were able to battle as a crew. But I do recall one trip we did take. It was me, Justice, Mario, Joel, Lauren, and Blaine. We were 6 of us that flew out. We stayed at Justin's parents' house in Porterville, California, and we ended up driving out to the Bay for an event. We ended up, we entered the event, 6 of us, and then I believe Iron Monkey was one of the judges too. Yeah, Iron Monkey was one of the judges at that event, and then Domkey had a one-on-one battle with Elton. And I just remember they did their exhibition battle, and then they wanted to enter the crew battle. I believe they entered with us. They ended up entering with us.
Domkey and them, or?
Yeah, Domkey and Elton, I believe. Yeah, well, it was one of them. I think Domkey, but yeah, bro. I think for me that was like one of the memorable moments I had with the crew, because it was like just those guys, right? Like that was the core of our crew at that time. We traveled out island to go to the States to see like what we can do, you know. And I just remember, man, like when I went out, and then the guy finished his set, stood up, I came out, I was wearing my Hawaii jersey, and he was like, "Go back to Hawaii, dog." He said, "Go back to Hawaii, dog." And I said, we're here to roast you, dog. I told him that. I said, we're here to roast you. No way, bro. We're here to stay. Yeah, so, I mean, it was a different vibe. You know, of course, that time was like the attitude era. Everything was attitude, right? There's, like...
I guess just to cut into it, I mean, like, what are, who are some people that you're thankful for?
I mean, and the whole...
Some pillars,
I'd say all of them.
Shout-outs.
Yeah. All of them, man. The whole crew. I even recall Leonard mentioning to me one time at an event. It's like, "Bro, you're on the wrong side." I'm like, "What do you mean?" It's like, "Bro, your brother was ABC. You're supposed to be with Dez. Wow. You're supposed to be with Dez." And I remember telling him, "I like the competition. We gotta keep it. We gotta keep a competition.
Keep it fair for everyone else."
Yeah, I say it's fun, bro. It's fun, but yeah, like." you know, I know Skilroy from way back when because, you know, my brother, of course, was ABC. I'm just thankful for the whole community, like everyone that I met along the way, you know, regardless. I mean, I know I might have been a ass on the dance floor, but that was just my battle mentality, you know. From the guys from FOS out in Waipahu, you know, to the B-Boys USB and ABC Lo-Rawk and Rascals, Lo-Rawk and Rascals, you know, to Waikiki B-Boys, to Red Eye Jedis, you know. They came out about same time as us. You know, shout out to those crews. Shout out to Bad Habits out in Maui. Yeah. I remember that. Represent too, baby. You remember that head spin? Boy, oh boy. You guys remember that head spin. But yeah, Bad Habits really took care of us up there, man. Like, for real, yeah. Like, mainly John them, yeah. John Blaze and his brother, Kron, and yeah, so yeah, it was crazy because we went on that trip, that Maui trip, expecting to have a cabin with a bunch of Hawaii B-boys, you know, like Tiff was one, you know, we were supposed to chip in for some cabin or something. And once we landed, we just found out, bro, we're gonna be homeless. I was like, bro, we don't got no place to stay, and we got like 2 nights to sleep, you know. So once we landed, I don't know who got a hold of John. John picked us up, took us to a gym where everyone was practicing. And then one of the members, I forgot his name, man, took us in, bro. Like, oh, you can stay at my house. So we stayed at his house overnight, packed our stuff the next morning, and then we got dropped off at a hotel. Waited for Derek because Derek was flying in. So we waited for Derek at the hotel. And then, bro, it was just... Bro, we got ready for the event at the beach, man.
Good memories.
Yeah, dude. Like that's another trip. It was just me, Mario, and Justice, and then Derek coming in the next day. Yeah, that was crazy, bro. Rough, but.
Well, yeah, man. I just want to say thank you so much for just spending the time with us and getting some of this down.
Yeah.
I know that we definitely gotta come in for maybe a part 2 and a part 3.
Yeah.
Because there's always so many good experiences and people to just give flowers to along the way.
Yeah.
You know, as we revisit these things, and I think it's valuable. You know, I think every moment we have on the earth is blessed. So
yeah,
we gotta pay it forward while we can. And those kids out there who are new to 808 Breakers are definitely interested in this too. So you're paying it forward in that too. You know.
Yeah.
Like, for people that will take the name of this crew and maybe take it somewhere. Even me and Jack have no idea, like, where, you know, and this is all a big part of, like, painting a picture,
right?
You know, beautiful one for the whole community. So
yeah, for sure. Nah, we're good. And hey, big shout out to Reggie, bro. B-Boy Sorrow, that grudge match. Still, I believe everyone say still number 1, bro. Nothing can top that event.
We gotta find
crazy.
Reggie.
Yeah, we need clips. Matt, Funky 4, find it and post it, bro. Post it. I've been telling you. Post it.
All right, bro.